Hey guys, this is Jacob Ewing with Wait What Media Group. I'm at Tucson Comic-Con and we were walking around and I noticed Happy Turtle Tea. It's a geeky tea and I wanted to check it out and see what's going on with it. So I'm here with the owner of Happy Turtle Tea,
Andrea Webb.
Andrea Webb. So we were walking by, we saw Inner Geek Tea. What does that mean to you? How did you come up with the idea of doing a geeky tea? It's something I've never seen before and it's something that really excites me. So how'd you come up with that idea?
Well, my husband's been doing cards and science fiction collectibles since our kids were small. So we're big science fiction fans. You know, Firefly and all the one that got away. And tea. I love tea. So my daughter and I love tea. And I thought, okay, why can't I mix the two things? I retired a few years ago. Geeks like tea, right?
Oh yeah, and you know, it's something that I've talked about too, is that tea is a foundation in geek culture, like going from the beginning with like Alice in Wonderland, you got the Mad Tea Party, and it's something a lot of geeks do enjoy. So when you're selecting a tea, when you're coming up with a tea, how do you select a fandom, and how do you figure out what the tea is going to taste like, what it's going to smell like? How do you come up with the tea to reflect the specific fandom?
Sometimes I go from the tea to the fandom. Sometimes I go from the fandom to the tea. So, for example, I just did one for a pumpkin spice tea, and I've always wanted to do a pumpkin tea, but it took me a long time because I made some really bad tasting tea blends. But I said, well, where do you get pumpkin from? Well, obviously Charlie Brown, that's one. But then I thought the Pumpkin King, Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Right.
So combine those. So sometimes I go that way. Sometimes I just have a fandom that I want to do, like Game of Thrones. I was a big Jon Snow fan, so I made a Snowlicious tea blend, that's kind of dark, kind of, nice. Same way with like Outlander. I have a Red Jamie Rooibos blend, it's kind of a chai, so it's kind of sexy, kind of spicy, that kind of thing. So it just depends on where it comes from, one way or the other. I'm open to all.
Awesome. Well, I love it. I think it's highly original. I've never seen anything like it. I'm obsessed. I got some Lord of the Rings tea that I can't wait to try out. And so where can we find you if people want to reach out, support your work? How do we find you on the socials, online? How do we commission work? How do we get all that for you?
You can find me on the World Wide Web at happyturtletea.com. You can find me on Etsy, Happy Turtle Tea. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Just search Happy Turtle Tea. Drop me a note at happyturtletea@outlook.com if you want a custom blend or you are looking for a certain fandom, a certain flavor profile. I'm happy to experiment for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm Jacob Ewing with Wait What Media Group. This is Happy Turtle Tea, and that is the tea.